Hello, hope you're all doing well. So today we have Germ, and slightly different than normal. We're having to do it in Zoom because we're having technical problems, but no worries. It might be a bit shorter than normal because Zoom only allows a certain amount unless you throw money at it. So yeah. So Germ, would you like to introduce yourself?
First of all, thank you for inviting me to chat. It is like great to be connected and have these kind of conversations. And I also love your art as well. It's really inspiring. I'm Gurm, so I'm originally from India, but I consider myself a world citizen, and my art is from the world as well. And I am totally bitten by the creative bug, so I do drawing, painting, mixed media, writing, and vlogging. And I also do take orders for commissions and do workshops with both kids and adults and do interviews like these.
Wow, that sounds like a lot to keep you busy.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing to just wake up every day and do this. So yeah.
Absolutely. So the we said that we'll be talking about influence and what's the other thing?
Inspirations.
Inspiration. All this technical stuff has sort of floored me a bit. And I just thought it was perfect for you because you, like you said, you're a multinational, and you know that fascinates me. So would you like to tell us a bit about the impact that's had on you?
Yeah, I think I growing up as a third culture kid had a big impact on me because I grew up studying in international schools and universities. And I was brought up, so I'm originally from India and I have Indian roots. I follow all the Indian culture. I'm in touch with, my home country, India. But I also grew up in China. So Chinese culture and Chinese traditions also had a huge impact on me. And interacting and meeting people from all over the world, learning about different cultures, histories, stories, also had a huge impact on me. So I feel like I can fit in anywhere. Yeah, like everywhere is my home, and I can interact with all kinds of people.
And your English is wonderful as well.
Thank you. When I first came to an international school, my English wasn't that good because I only spoke Hindi because uh, my early years of school, like first 2, 3 years of school, were in India. So I also had to learn languages, and I think it's fascinating, and it broadens your horizons and helps you grow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely fascinates me because I've sort of lived in one area for all my life, and you're going here, there, and everywhere. Now you're in Thailand, aren't you?
Yes. Right now I'm in Phuket, and it's also a huge transition and adjustment for me because I lived in China for 23 years. So it was like a homely, atmosphere and very comfortable. And I feel like getting out of your comfort zone and, making the decision to, okay, I need a change. I need to grow as both a person and an artist, and I'm going to move to a new country. It also takes time to adjust. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine, but that I mean, just going on holiday and unable to speak the language, or unsure of how to how they go about everyday life is fine for short periods of time, but it must have been really hard for you as a child to try and adjust.
I think as a child, it might have been easier because, I was like in my primary years when I moved to China. So it wasn't that difficult for me, and I didn't really have those connections or friendships or, that homely atmosphere feeling. So it was like, okay, I can go right into it. But I feel like as an adult, you have all these experiences, all these connections, all these memories, and attached to it. So it's like saying goodbye, but cherishing those memories with you. And of course, I will keep going back to China for, my art exhibitions and other stuff and keep visiting. But it's not the same as, like now my home base is here. And this is also really exciting for me because, uh, like, it's a new country, and I love traveling. I love, having these new experiences, and I think it will help me and benefit me also. And it's really
Amazing.
beautiful here, like the weather, the beaches, everything. It's like so much inspiration around nature, you know. Yeah.
Oh wow. I can't say I'm not envious. it's it's it sounds like your experience has been amazing. So how did you get into art in the first place? What spurred you on?
So art actually started out as a curiosity for me. It wasn't like I had any interest in art or like I liked art or I was like, oh, let me try and draw in my free time. It was nothing like that. It was actually my least favorite subject, and I used to run away from it and, try and escape art classes and workshops because,
Wow.
yeah, because in schools, we have those art classes, and teachers like to stick to the syllabus and go by the book and do exactly, like thing, that fruit bowl or that portrait or that tree or whatever has to be drawn exactly to the point and the way people expect you to draw it and all of that. And I used to struggle with that. Okay, I did not understand why my classmates and teachers looked at me weird or asked me, what did you draw? That is not what you were supposed to draw. Or why is that line not straight? Or why is that color different? And I didn't realize it then that, everyone has a unique style. So I felt really hurt and discouraged. And I had decided that no matter what I do in life, I know I will never do anything art related. And I had told that to everyone around me because I was like, uh, I just suck at it. And, I probably don't have any talent and I'm just going to fail anyway. So why bother? And then in seventh grade, my middle school teacher, um, she gave us a task, which was, we had those sketchbooks and workbooks where we did all our works and learning. So she asked us to glue a piece of paper in our sketchbook. And that sounds really simple, right? But the page that we were supposed to glue was bigger than the page in the sketchbook. So I guess she wanted to, challenge us creatively or test us or something. So I folded it in a way that it fit. And I was like, okay, done. And then we had parent teacher conferences, and usually the student doesn't go, right? It's just between the parent and teacher. But she stopped me, my seventh grade art teacher, and she's like, you come with your parents. And I was so scared. I was like, oh no, everyone's gonna know that I'm not an artist and all of that. She's gonna just say those things. And I went and she told my parents the whole story of the book and the page and what I did. And then she said that your daughter has a really unique talent, like she has something special in her, and we should all encourage and support her. And she looked me straight in the eyes and she said, like, words that still encourage me to today. She said, let yourself go, fly free. And I was just shocked. I was like speechless because I was like, wait, she actually likes my art. She thinks there's something in me, because no one had ever said anything like that to me before. So throughout my middle and high school, I met such encouraging teachers, and who helped me develop my art style, who taught me that it's okay if creativity is different. It doesn't matter, because different is not bad. It's like your uniqueness. It's your unique standpoint. It's who you are, and you don't have to copy others or do anything by the book. Just be yourself. And that really encouraged me as both a human and artist. And that's how I started my art curiosity and art journey. Yeah.
Wow, that's really powerful. It's not very often that um you go from such negativity to such positive, um
Yeah.
yeah, adults, because I don't know about a lot of other people's experience at school, but I didn't find art was boring. There was just no life in it. It was just, oh, just sketch this or whatever, and it there was nothing in it. But it seems like they've brought it out of you and you've just run with it, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's like it started to become fun for me. It was like, what can I do with this? Or how can I do this in my own style? Actually, since we're talking about inspirations, the first artist I was introduced to was Picasso by my middle and high school teachers. So because I went through all the negativity and I noticed his work, okay, for the first time. And I was like, he draws weird or, strange or not like other people, then people appreciate his art. So why are people making fun of me or laughing at me or bullying me? Because my art is different, but it can be liked or be appreciated by other people. So my thinking changed because of
Wow,
those teachers. Yeah.
that's really powerful. So you have had exhibitions, and you've recently had some press coverage of your work, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And I feel very, grateful and thankful for all of the support and encouragement. I feel like, you know, usually people have these stereotypes. And initially, when I started, I also had these stereotypes that there will be so much competition and, so much pressure in the art world, and there will be so much jealousy, and uh, other artists won't support you, or uh, they want to like be ahead, or they will think we left you behind, just let her be, and all of those thoughts. But in reality, I find like my biggest inspiration comes from other artists and other creators, and we supporting each other, and we have like those art groups and art clubs, and I feel like they're also supportive and encouraging and inspiring, because we can have these kind of conversations, and we can relate to each other, and we can give each other tips and honest criticism on our works and all of those things. So I think that's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. You do have a sunny disposition, I think. You have like a very positive mindset, which I think carries across to your work and that as well. But where do you find your inspiration from mainly?
where don't I find my inspiration from? Like everywhere, like everything inspires me, you know, from like books, movies, food, clothes, nature, like these kind of conversations, my dreams, my thoughts, relationships, cultures. So I just find life basically so inspiring because I feel like life is in art and art is in life. And I think that we can find inspiration everywhere. And my art is mostly patterns because I'm really fascinated with patterns and combining different lines and shapes and colors together. So I try and find patterns in everything. And whenever something inspires me, I either take a picture of it or um, bring my sketchbook and sketch an idea of it or write it down. And then I try and see how I can create that in my own style. So, yeah.
I could totally yeah, I totally get it, because that exactly like me, I'm always taking pictures of light and shadows and, you know, patterns and colors and all sorts. So yeah, everything inspires me also. So, you know, that's quite exciting to me to know that your work is based on the same sorts of things.
And people are often surprised. They're like, wait, that inspired you and that painting you created from that? Like yesterday I went to a cafe, for example, and I kept staring at the light for like a long time, like quite a few minutes. And I'm like, I want to draw that in my own way. And I was with my sister, and my sister was right. Like, yeah, she knows me, and she's like, yeah, I took a picture of it for you already because I knew you were gonna draw it. So people know.
Yeah, some people do think I'm a bit strange sometimes, like I'm crouched down, like, you know, taking a picture or something, or just sketching it. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's like going back to when you're a child, because when you're a child, you're fascinated by everything, aren't you? You know,
Mhm.
the little flowers in the grass, or, you know, just everything. Either that, or you want to put it in your mouth. But I'm not quite like doing that. But yeah, just observing is my thing also.
And it's very, you know, meditative and very, you know, it brings you back to the present moment because often in today's world we are so lost in technology or in like other kind of things and we don't really cherish the everyday simple things. So I feel like art helps me do that and, you know, observing and just being in the world, just being in that moment helps me do that.
Yeah, being present. Yeah, that's really yeah, I can completely get that.
Yeah.
So where do you see Germ headed with your art career?
Well, I just want to keep doing more exhibitions and more workshops. And now that I'm in Thailand, I'm getting inspired by a lot of Thai-like things. So I want to try that because uh, my art is from the world. So I love getting inspired wherever I go visit or wherever I am, I get inspired by that culture. So I think I'm going to start adding some Thai elements in my art and you know just going from there. And my mission is like yeah, success is really nice and fame is really nice and all that coverage is really nice, but I feel like because when I first started, I created for myself. So it was like an outlet for me to let out my emotions and express and tell my story uh, in the ways I couldn't do. Like I couldn't say like, "Hi, I'm happy today and I want to celebrate," or hi, I'm having a hard day and I just need to let it out, or I'm really excited or angry or whatever the emotion was, always got pulled towards art. But now, like as a professional artist, when I'm still doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it for the people, and I can see everyone can relate to my art, can feel my art, and I feel like it really connects humanity. Like we're all the same, regardless of where we're from, what our gender is, what our nationality is, what our age is. I feel like at some level, humanity, that aspect can connect. So, my mission with my art is to just spread smiles, hopes, and beauty in the world and maintain those human connections. So,
Wow,
what I want
that's
to.
really, yeah. That's yeah, the color and the pattern. It's just so detailed, your work. It's, I don't know, I love like detail like that. It just I don't know, there's something about it, it just draws me in. So it'll be interesting to see the Thai influence, to see where it goes with that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sorry. Uh, like, I love the detail because it's very meditative for me, like I can get lost in that world. Like I can just go into the zone and forget everything physically around me and it just be one with my art. So that's.
yeah, I think, even non-artists should be doing, things like that. To It does take your mind off it, and you don't actually realize, I don't know about you, but you lose track of time, and you can just really escape from the world by making little marks and, painting or drawing or something.
Yeah,
So
and
you teach as well, you say?
I do workshops, so I have done workshops with schools and universities, and also I've done workshops for adults. So, like for example, I had a Women's Day special workshop, or another kind of Mother's Day workshop. So some of them are part of my exhibitions and some of them are separate. And sometimes I collaborate with schools and universities. So, yeah.
Wow, very community um led, which is, wow, that's amazing. So you're actually bringing your art to everybody, really, aren't you? You're in
Yeah.
your local area, plus, we're talking across, miles and miles. So yeah, that's it's nice, like you say, with the connections everywhere.
Yeah, I think that we all should be connected in some way, regardless of borders. At the end, we all have the same struggles, we all have the same celebrations. And I think art is a good way to connect because it gives you perspective, on life, on the world, on relationships. And sometimes in my exhibitions, a viewer of the painting would come up to me and say that, when I look at your painting, I see this, or I remember that story, and I'm like, that's so interesting because when I was creating that piece, or even now when I'm looking at that piece, I don't see the same thing you do, or I don't have the same story you do, but we're looking at the same piece of work, or we're reading the same poem, and it's like different stories or like different emotions through the same work. So I think that's also really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. It's universal, isn't it? It doesn't, you don't need words. Just some people, like, I often say that, sometimes I connect to a piece of art and I don't know why. I couldn't explain it to you. It just has I just have this feeling, or just, this connection, and it's so powerful. that you don't need words to express something, or for someone to feel something from a picture, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that we've probably got about 1 minute left, because I don't know if it just cuts off or how it actually works. So is there anything you wanted to say before we finish up?
I I just want to say thanks again for inviting me, and I think it's wonderful to have these kind of conversations, and I hope that not only our art but the artworks of other artists and other creators continues to inspire and spread happiness to everyone. Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely. I just want to thank you for this conversation also, and I really enjoyed getting to know you a bit more, because we like each other's art, or we'll comment on it, but we don't always know that bit more about the person. So I really thank you for letting us into your little world.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will keep you updated on my Thailand journey. Right now, I haven't really begun exploring it, but for sure I will.
Lovely, that would be great, thank you. So bye for now, and we'll speak soon.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.